Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star Part 189 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng carefully examined the gold armor before him, especially the energy that was simulated from it. It was similar to the soldier and general armor. But the only thing was, this armor was something scanned and simulated in the virtual universe. Hence, Luo Feng couldn't feel the calling here. If it were in reality, he would easily feel it. That was impossible in the virtual universe. The feeling it gives me is similar to the two armors I possess. Luo Feng looked at the picture. On it was detailed information about it along with the price. Luo Feng couldn't help but reveal happiness, Mother Flame Race. The detailed information of the picture. This armor was acquired from an ancient battle in the race wars. Its original owner was an emperor of the Mother Flame race, who was incredibly powerful. 10 emperors died from his hands, and later on, he was killed by a knight. The warrior was instantly reduced to nothing from the attack. The gold armor on him, however, was undamaged. It was a shocking and a mysterious treasure. This armor was kept as a memento of the battle, after careful examination. It couldn't change its size. Unable to be absorbed into any body. However, its material is sturdy enough so that even a knight would take quite some effort to break through it. Because of the tests, there are 3 very tiny tears in it. Even though it cannot change its size, an undying can become undying energy and enter it. The undying can then form his body accordingly. According to the tests, even if one cannot fuse with it, as long as one wears it, soul attacks would be diminished by over 90% by it. Even other attacks would have the same effect. Just with the soul and physical attack diminishing properties, this golden armor is a true treasure. It is priceless. However, its weakness is, its form is fixed and cannot change, making it slightly troublesome. 1. A fixed golden armor is rigid at the joints. If one is a fighter, he will find it hard to wave his blades. 2. A 2-meter-tall god having to form an over 8-meter-tall body affects his strength greatly. A human undying with a height of 2 meter would definitely never purposely make himself 10 m, 1,000 meter or even 10,000 meter tall. Even though it was possible, it would have great effect on his strength. Hence the original form was the optimum. 3. Even though this gold armor had a helmet, its face area was revealed. As long as a soul attack goes through that area, it wouldn't be blocked by the armor. Its power wouldn't be diminished. 3. Great weakness. Combined with its incredibly high price, 5 billion mixed elements, it made it so that no one would even bother asking about the armor. 5 billion mixed elements. Luo Feng nodded. Not bad, it isn't too absurd. Young. Wood Jade walked over and saw Luo Feng engrossed in the description of the golden armor. He couldn't help but laugh. This armor is very mysterious. It can block both physical and soul attacks. However, its weakness is obvious, especially the revealed face portion. It makes its strength useless. Especially with its 5 billion mixed elements price. Haha, this armor is useful even for emperors, but who would be willing to pay 5 billion for an armor they have to change their undying body to fit with so many flaws? Ah? Luo Feng looked at him. No one has bought it before. Even with so many weaknesses. Its strengths were shocking. There should be some who would buy it. Of course it's been bought before. Wood Jade laughed. Back then the Black Phoenix bought one. To fit into it, she changed her body just and even specially making an alloy armor to help it. What happened? She met another race warrior in a secret region, and because she changed the size of her body, her strength got lowered. And the other race warrior was much stronger, discovering her mask's weakness after a while. As her special alloy mask isn't as good as the gold armor, it only decreased half of the soul attacks. The enemy's soul attack went through her face. She fell in the wall. Ah, what a pity. Wood Jade shook his head. One has to know that the most terrifying emperors are those proficient in soul attacks. They pass through space itself and are incredibly fast, able to go in through anywhere. As long as there's a weak spot anywhere, the defenses of the other parts are useless. The gold armor is useless against it, even making an undying change her form just to fit it, it's simply a waste and useless. If it were cheaper, like about 500 to 600 million, people will buy it more. But 5 billion? It's enough to make an emperor feel the pinch and not buy something like that. Wood Jade said, over countless years, there have been several unlucky warriors that have fallen. Hence no one buys it stupidly anymore. However, it is strange, this armor has been transferred about several times, even taken by the enemy but returning after a few battles. However, the price has always been fixed. Theoretically, the price should drop after so long, however it's always remained at 5 billion. When it first appeared its price was 50 billion, and after the first user fell, it dropped to 5 billion. Over countless years, it stayed the same. Transferred a few times. Luophone was curious, the Universe Treasure Hall only has this one. They have a total of 3. Wood Jade said, however, this one with the 3 tiers was the one sold to Black Phoenix, I knew her. Luophone nodded and eyed the armor. Simultaneously decreasing physical and soul attacks. Unable to change in size? Unable to fuse with the body? Mother Flame Race? This is it. Luophone was very sure from the 4 points. This is the higher level armor from the soldier and general armor. Mother Flame Race? The soldier and general logo are the same. Unable to fuse with the body? HMPH, the Mosha body untrained in the nameless manual cannot fuse with the armors too. Unable to change in size? It can only do so after the fusion. Weaken physical and soul attacks. This confirms it, this is similar to the soldier and general armor. Luophone was very excited within. The Hong Alliance was indeed a place where the strong and countless treasure gathered. He randomly stumbled upon a mysterious gold armor, and even though all its treasures were priced accurately, it was lucky that no warrior in the Alliance had a way to use this armor properly. Hence it wasn't too expensive. I definitely have to buy it. Luophone thought. Luophone was very clear about his own trump cards. Even though the Shawu wings were very strong, the more important thing to him was the nameless manual and the general armor. Because these two could raise his strength. The general armor allowed him to have an extra 10,000 Sector Lord strength, making up for the difference between him and the Undyings. It not only increased his defense and offense, it increased his chances of survival. General armor. The Golden Horned Beast and Earth Body both had Emperor-level strength mainly because of it. In terms of lore comprehension, Luophone relying on the Beast God presence was only at level 18. This is far from Kudi's level 20 from back then. However, with the mysterious general armor, he had intrepid strength. Along with the Shawu wings and his own pinnacle technique, he could easily kill a pinnacle official. Even relying on the Flame God crystal to kill a low emperor. If I didn't have the nameless manual and the general armor, I'd only have official level strength. I have to thank the creator of the nameless manual. Luophone guessed that since Earth humans were nurtured by that great creator, the Mother Flame race was probably nurtured from the same creator. The nameless manual should therefore be from the same great creator. I have never met him, but he's given me so much. Luophone thought. Wood Jade Emperor. Luophone said. Young? Wood Jade looked curiously at him. I need your help in something. Luophone smiled and walked out of the shop with him. To buy the gold armor, he needed 5 billion mixed elements. Luckily it was only 5 billion, and it was not enough to force him to sell the inheritance crystal. But the goods left behind by the Indonesia youth, Luophone had to sell them all. As for those goods, with his discounted price, Luophone would still have to spend at least 8 billion points. Naturally the other emperors couldn't get it at such low prices. Luophone was the disciple of the primal Chaos City leader, only because of that was he so privileged. The Virtual Universe Company earned very little from him. After a day and a half, Luophone finally sold everything. He first got an estimate from the Virtual Universe Company. They agreed to use 7 billion to buy everything. After which, he asked around the shops in Hong Alliance City, and they agreed to buy some, the highest giving him 7.8 billion. It was crucial to get a good price. Would Jade passionately brought Luo Feng around, first to the district where he stayed, then to friends, asking for prices. Finally he sold everything at 8.6 billion. If I exchanged for treasure within the virtual universe company and then sold it here, wouldn't I make it rich? It's a pity that the virtual universe company is very strict to all primal region members, banning any sales of items. Luo Feng sighed. The company nurtured him well and didn't earn much from him. Hence the prices were so low. A day and a half later, Luo Feng came alone to the Universe Treasure Hall, making sure there was no one else around. The treasures were extremely expensive, and it took an emperor countless years to buy one. With only more than 3 million emperors in Hong Alliance City, only a few would come in and browse. It was mostly empty. Come here. Luo Feng called the employee. Valued customer, what do you want to buy? He walked over. This gold armor is special, I'll buy it. Luo Feng said. Gold armor. The worker stared hard with disbelief. This gold armor had been displayed here for a long time with no one buying it. There were some in the management of the treasure hall that suggested getting rid of it or lowering the price, however no suggestion ever went through. It remained here and its price stuck at 5 billion. Dear customer, please wait. The worker said, going to call the owner of the first level. It was a seductive-looking human lady with gold curly hair. Her sleeve had the mark of 3 stars. A 3-star warrior. The lady smiled at Luo Feng. Let's go in and talk. Luo Feng nodded and entered a room behind the shop, and the two of them sat opposite to each other. Let me introduce myself. I am Kenshin Emperor, the secondary owner of the treasure hall. She said. Luo Feng nodded silently. It's rare to meet someone who wishes to purchase the gold armor. She smiled. I will warn you, there have been many that have purchased it before but none have ended well, and 5 billion is not a small amount. Luo Feng nodded. He was pretty wealthy, however he still wasn't able to simply dish out 5 billion for a worthless item. This however was an armor that was similar to the soldier and general armor, one that even a knight would find hard to destroy. It was too obvious that this was a higher level version of the other two. Even if it meant selling everything, he had to buy it. I'll buy it. Luo Feng said. This is the contract. The lady said. With the virtual universe system as witness, both parties will sign and you will immediately transfer the funds to us after. If we do not send it to you within the time, you'll be refunded 10 times the amount. Luo Feng and the lady signed. Luo Feng immediately transferred the 5 billion to the Universe Treasure Hall account. I hope to remain anonymous within your records. I don't wish for anyone to know I purchased the armor. Luo Feng frowned. Relax. The lady said confidently, our treasure hall has a confidentiality clause. Of course, if you reveal it yourself, you cannot blame us. Luo Feng got up and left. The lady watched as he left and she vanished from the hall. Virtual universe, a space open specially for a night. The lady appeared within a vast ice land, and in the center was an ancient palace. It was completely empty within, but on the surface of the ice outside the palace, sat an old man. Palace Master. The lady stood before him respectfully. What huge deal did the treasure hall do? The old man looked at the lady. This was the Palace Master of the treasure hall, a knight-level being. Normally only huge deals would require him to appear personally. The gold armor has been sold. The lady said. That useless broken armor? The old man said curiously. Yes. The lady replied. Who bought it? The old man asked. He didn't reveal his identity, leaving only his virtual universe contact number to contact and receive his goods. The lady replied. And it's very hard to search for his identity from his number. I can't do so either, naturally it's hard. The old man waved his hand, you may leave. Yes. The lady vanished. Only the old man was left in the vast ice land. He frowned, a lousy gold armor is worth 5 billion, why does the master value it so much? The master ordered that the price would remain at 5 billion, and to inform him immediately when someone buys it. Is this armor truly that mysterious? His master was a true absolute being of the pinnacle race of humanity. He was the true owner of the universe treasure haul. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Virtual universe, within the highest palace on Thunder Island surrounded by chaos energy, a silhouette appeared outside. His body was demonic like a mountain, long with a dragon tail, along with eyes that seemed to hold the entire universe within. Just standing there alone, he gave off a huge force that shook the space about. Primal Chaos City Leader. He stood outside and said, his voice reaching into the palace and resounding within. Long Yang, why aren't you coming in? A calm voice resounded from within. 2 warriors. One was enough to shake space. One was calm like the ocean. Without your approval, how could I dare barge in? Long Yang's voice was booming as he mocked before entering. The chaos energy parted naturally, revealing a pathway, allowing Long Yang Master to easily see the primal chaos city leader in his throne. Long Yang was straightforward, walking straight towards the throne beside and sitting down. I'm here because of the Yangshan race gold armor. That armor. The city leader's eyes gleamed. Long Yang, have you found a way to duplicate it? No. Long Yang shook his head. That creator was simply too powerful. To make these armors in bulk, even after so many years of studying it, humanity still hasn't created a single one. Then why have you come? The city leader asked curiously. Someone has bought one of the gold armors. Long Yang Master said. The city leader looked at him. So what if someone bought it? He knew too. Long Yang purposely set the price at 5 billion, mainly to force those without confidence to give up on it and those with confidence of using it only to buy it. They may have had some encounters that allowed them to use the wonders of the armor. However, to tell him personally, could it be? The buyer of the armor is your disciple Luo Feng. Long Yang Master said. Ah. Even though he had guessed, many thoughts had rushed through his mind as Long Yang confirmed it. Your disciple is from Earth, and the humans of Earth were nurtured by that great creator. Long Yang said. The Yangshan race was also produced by the same creator. I'm afraid, your disciple may have a way of using the gold armor. So what if he does? How many gold armors are there within the race? The city leader shook his head. The most important thing for the race is to study how to make the armor in bulk, studying the Yangshan race's limitless amplification royal armor. Just a few sets of the gold armor alone is useless for humanity. The city leader and Long Yang Master, such absolute beings, how far did they see? The way to create the Yangshan race's most powerful royal armor was the only thing they were looking for. It was obvious that the Yangshan race could make it in bulk. There was obviously a way to do so. It was a pity even after killing many Yangshan warriors, and searching their souls, using all methods, they still haven't found the answer. Ha ha, I won't bother about your disciple then, you as the teacher can manage him yourself. Long Yang boomed. If he discovers any important secret in relation to growing humanity's strength, that would be a huge contribution. HM. The city leader nodded, leave it to me. Has your main body returned? Long Yang suddenly asked, his expression serious. Not yet. The city leader shook his head. Be careful. Long Yang said seriously, don't fall. Even if I do, I'll use my clones to make another body, using some energy and time. The city leader said. How many energy crystals are required to make another body of yours? And how much time? That's a huge blow to humanity. And the loss of your body for such long periods of time has a huge effect too. You are an important strength to our race. Long Yang smiled, don't get too crazy, know when to retreat. The city leader nodded. I'll be leaving. Long Yang turned and vanished. Within the palace, the primal chaos city leader sat in the throne. Long Yang had been gone for a while. Even though Luo Feng had created a pinnacle technique, his law comprehension is average. The city leader frowned. Even relying on the Shou wings, he is still very weak, however the strength he displays is shocking. Even not relying on the wings, he still has a high emperor's strength. I always knew he had some special encounter or treasure, and from the looks of it, it should be the Yangshan race's soldier and general armor. Sigh? He sighed. He was very disappointed. It was because even though the soldier and general armor were powerful, these were created in bulk by the Yangshan race. They may give him the strength of a god and were extremely useful during his undying phase. However, as his strength grew, the effect of the armors got less and less useful. They were only useful in bulk. It had a temporary effect on one only. I thought he had some great encounter, or got some treasure produced by the universe, or from before the Big Bang. The city leader shook his head. A true treasure was supposed to get stronger as a warrior's strength grew, like the Shawu wings in the hands of an undying could only unleash average strength. However, in the hands of a knight, it was terrifying. At the universe master level, it was still useful. This was a true treasure. This is only a conjecture. We'll see if he can really use the gold armor. He said softly. Maybe he cannot use it and has some other hidden things. But if he can use it, it also means he has a special way of using armors from the Yangshan race. Humanity knew of the way to use the armors long ago. However, they couldn't copy it. Other than the Yangshan race, no other races could use it. Just like back during the first few wars, countless undyings were reduced to nothing, and countless fragments of the soldier and general armors were broken apart and mixed in the remains. The humans later on never discovered these fragments, thinking them as part of the debris. And as the gold armor wasn't completely destroyed, it was valued and treated as a treasure. After Luo Feng purchased the gold armor from the treasure hall in Hong Alliance City, he had set the delivery to be 3 days later at the 26th camp. Naturally, rushing over from Yangji main continent would require a few months, to even a couple of years. However, Luo Feng was very anxious to get the armor. Also, the many deals he had selling the goods of the Indonesia youth were mostly set in the 26th camp too. Hence, he had to rush over. Using the star-eating plant's god country teleportation, he immediately returned to human territory. This time he teleported to a close space to Kang Bird Star. After flying in the dark universe for 2 days, he arrived there and used the space pathway to head to the 26th camp in the 7th battlefield. Within the transportation pathway of the 26th camp. New recruits are here. Go lead the new recruits. Why are there so little this time? The leader of the new recruits, the white-robed Undying and his underlings were all shocked to see so few of them. According to the rules, normally only after 100 sector lords were gathered would they send the group. And usually the accompanying domain lords and universe levels would add up to a few thousand at least. This time, however, there was only over 1,000 of them, about 10 sector lords. Wang! A formless pressure spread out. The expression of the white-robed Undying changed. His gaze landing on a silver-armored and silver-winged youth. The pressure coming from the youth was powerful, it made this Undying go pale. So an emperor has come, no wonder they sent so little this time. Kang Bird Star dared to make the sector lords, domain lords and universe levels wait, but they didn't dare do so to an emperor. Lord. The white-robed Undying welcomed him. I know where to go. Luo Feng said, after which he followed the familiar pathways within. This scene made the Undying and his underlings all smile. The group of new recruits blinked. This great being was at least an official too. Asterisk. My living quarters are the same as before. Luo Feng was given the same villa within. Looks like no one has taken it since then. There were 2 usual practices for the distribution of spaces. The higher contribution points emperors would be given a place, and as long as no other Undying takes it after he leaves, he would be given the same place after. Young. A voice resounded. Luo Feng looked into the distance. About 100 kilometers away on a mountain peak, there stood a luxurious villa, a silhouette gazed over. Zima. Luo Feng smiled back. It hasn't been long since you came last time, why are you back again? What a pity, Kutuo is currently at Star Tower. The emperor said from afar, after which he soared through the air and appeared outside Luo Feng's island. This was another race warrior with 3 heads, and one was bigger than the other 2, not inviting me over. Would I dare? Please come. Luo Feng said. The island was a personal private space. Without permission, no one was allowed to enter. Within the camp, no one dared break this rule. It hasn't been a year since your return last time. C.I. Ma said. I have some business, hence the quick return. Luo Feng said. He immediately returned to Yangji main continent after buying the goods to fight it out with the Indonesia youth. After killing him and getting the second black metal board, he trained for another 3 months before returning. Indeed, it hadn't been a year. After returning, Luo Feng met up with a few emperor friends and many of them said, Yan, you were in black armor and wings before, why are they silver now? Luo Feng immediately replied, my armor changes color frequently, from black to silver, it may even turn gold soon. This made many emperors laugh. Back in the camp. During the first day, Luo Feng swiftly handed large amounts of the goods to the Virtual Universe Company delivery department, sending them towards the emperors he sold them to. During the second day, the gold armor arrived. Sir, these are the goods you ordered. The staff member stood outside the island. Please confirm your identity, confirmation complete. Thanks. Luo Feng received the space ring. The employee bowed respectfully and left. Luo Feng used his world energy to enter the ring and easily discovered the one item within, the gold armor. Actually, from the moment the employee arrived at the 26th camp, his body's every cell was already jumping from within. Luo Feng knew at that point that the treasure had arrived. He knew even without checking. He was incredibly excited. Even though his guess before had a high chance, without feeling it personally, there was no way to confirm it 100%. Such a thrilling feeling. My entire body is shaking. Luo Feng's eyes held suppressed excitement. 5 billion mixed elements. Even the silver armor. Just in terms of soul and physical attacks, it can diffuse over 90% of it. This is enough to make an emperor go bankrupt. Even if it was 50 billion, I would still buy it. Much less just 5 for this gold armor. I've struck it big. Let's see, the previous 2 were soldier and general, what would this one be called? Luo Feng excitedly returned to his quarters and let the golden horned beast within his internal world study the gold armor. Internal world. A vast grassland, a huge mountain-like golden horned beast lay there. Suddenly he got up quickly. Because it had been training the second volume of the nameless manual all this while, its body constantly crumbled to nothing. Hence, it had long forced the general armor pearl out of its body. Soon, the over 8 m tall golden armor appeared in the air above the grassland. Howl. The beast raised its head and howled, looking at the tiny gold armor. The descending armor seemed to be hit by some strong force, instantly becoming a beam of gold light rushing into the beast's body. After which, it became countless gold threads melting with its every cell, and a peculiar imprint began to form at its chest. There on the beast's chest, above the scales, the Yangshan word king appeared before dispersing. King. Black-cloaked Luo Feng stared at the huge scale on the beast's chest. Surprised, he said, it's indeed what I guessed. A higher level than the 2 armors from before, this should be the king armor. Soldier, general, king, I wonder if there are others that are even stronger. Who cares, this king armor alone is placing huge stress on the beast. Let's see if it can trigger the full power of it. King armor, gather. Black-cloaked Luo Feng stared at the huge beast before it. Howl. The beast raised its head and howled. Gold began to swiftly form throughout its body. The black scales quickly became gold, and in an instant, the entire beast had become a glaring gold, its powerful aura spreading throughout. Not enough. The pressure is too huge. The 3 bodies all shared one consciousness. Black-cloaked Luo Feng changed his expression. The beast howled and triggered its blood river energy. Its body strength amplified 12 times. Still not enough. The beast began to shrink, unleashing deities of the world. Beast God transformation. Natural ability. Using everything. The beast's body kept growing in strength. The pressure from the gold armor was decreased over 99%. Yet it still felt painful and uncomfortable. It was obvious the beast hadn't pushed it to its limit. The beast's body is actually unable to fully utilize the king armor. Later on, Luo Feng forced out the king armor pearl and let the beast continue training in the second volume of the Nameless Manual. Simultaneously, he left the camp and took a ship for a few months to return to Yangji main continent, beginning his training days. Studying the laws. Studying his moon policy. And also studying the second volume. He would occasionally go out to hunt. It was pretty easy on him. As his earth body had the silver armor and silver wings, it made the warriors on Yangji continent know there was a powerful human warrior called Yang with emperor strength. He was fast and intrepid with high emperor strength, and was not to be messed with. In the blink of an eye, 30 years had passed. Haha, I finally finished the second volume. Now I can completely unleash my strength. The beast can unleash over 10,000 Sector Lord's strength. I don't believe I can't fully utilize the king armor now. Within his internal world, black-cloaked Luo Feng floated in mid-air and stared ahead. The beast once again melded with the king armor pearl. The completely black golden horned beast shrank and became like a little beast god, instantly becoming its strongest form, and was covered in gold completely. I've already successfully pushed it to its limit. It truly takes 10,000 Sector Lord strength to push the king armor to its limit. The beast howled with joy as it resounded throughout the grassland and skies. This king armor had given the beast a total of 100,000 Sector Lord strength. A human emperor body at pinnacle level could only produce 100,000 Sector Lord strength. This king armor's power was incredibly. Haha. I fear no one on Yangji main continent anymore. With such an intrepid body, he was able to completely block 100,000 Sector Lord's level of power, physical or soul. It meant that any attack from a pinnacle emperor and below was completely blocked. Even an attack stronger than that would be diffused by over 90%. In defense, the king armor was much stronger than the general armor. This video will end here.